Hi, this is Heather from A More Crafty Life. Today I'm going to show you how to do the half double herringbone crochet stitch. This is an easy stitch that's a variation of the half double crochet. I'm going to be using an H 5mm crochet hook and Lion brand 24/7 cotton yarn in navy. For the herringbone half double crochet stitch, you can use any number of stitches you want, so I'm going to crochet 20. Okay, so I have my 20. I'm going to herringbone half double crochet in the third chain from the stitch. So 1, 2, 3. So I yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull up. One loop, pull through a second loop, yarn over, and pull through the last 2 loops on the hook. So let's do that again. Yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull one loop, pull through a second loop, yarn over, and go through the last 2 loops. And at first it seems a little bit awkward if you've been doing the half double crochet, the regular one, but it will get easier. It gives a slight slant to the stitch, and one row goes one direction and the other row goes the opposite, which gives it its name, the herringbone stitch. And I also have a tutorial about how to do the double crochet herringbone stitch. I have several patterns. You can do a simple washcloth, scarf, I think there's a blanket, and then I have some other blankets that are a combination of several of my favorite stitches. I'm just going to go to the end of the row. More stitches. Okay, when you get to the end of the row, you chain 2. In some patterns they chain 1 because it gives it kind of a short, more of a slant, but I like to chain 2. And this will count as your first stitch. But in some patterns it doesn't. You just have to read the directions. So same thing. I'm going to continue the same as before. And now you can see the start of the pattern. It has the kind of slant. These kind of go this way, and this one kind of goes this direction. Okay. Pause it and we can continue to the end of the row. Okay, and this is the end of row 2. And then you would chain 2, turn, and repeat. And you can see how this row kind of slants this way, and then this is the texture of the row before. You can see, I will link in the description below some of my patterns, like I said, for a dishcloth and blanket, maybe a scarf. Thank you for watching this tutorial. Please subscribe to my channel. Thanks. Hi, this is Heather from A More Crafty Life. Today I'm going to show you how to do a half double herringbone double thick pot holder. For this pattern, I'm using an F or a 5, which is a 3.75 millimeter crochet hook, and Lily Sugar and Cream cotton yarn. And this one is tangerine. For the original pattern, I made it in teal. So the first thing that we're going to do is you can chain any number for this pattern. For the pot holder, I chose 35. So the first thing we're going to do is chain 35. Okay, so once you have your chain, you are going to do a half double herringbone stitch in the third chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3. So you yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then go through the next loop that was on your hook, yarn over, and pull through the last 2. And that's it. You're just going to repeat this stitch for the whole pattern. So it's really easy. It's just a slight variation, but it gives a slant to the stitch. And once you've gotten used to it, it's just as easy as a half double crochet. So you yarn over, insert hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, pull through the second loop, yarn over, and pull through the last 2 loops. And you're going to continue that. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, go through the second one, yarn over, and pull through the 2 loops. Okay, so you can kind of see what it looks like here. You're going to continue to the end of the row. Okay, when you finish your last herringbone half double crochet, your stitches should look like this. Then you're going to chain 2 and turn. So chain 2, and then the chain 2 counts as your first stitch. You are going to do a herringbone half double crochet in the second stitch. And you are going to repeat this row, the herringbone half double crochet, for the entire row, and then you're going to chain 2 and turn, and you're going to keep repeating this. I did 28 rows to make a square, and then you are going to make 2 of them so it's double thick. When you're done with both of your squares, then you can whip stitch or sew them together. I left at the other end, I'll leave a long tail so then I can just stitch them together. Thank you for watching this tutorial. You can find the written pattern at my blog, A More Crafty Life. Hi, this is Heather from A More Crafty Life. Today I'm going to show you how to do the even moss stitch left-handed. I'm using a 6mm or a J crochet hook and Premier yarn bamboo chunky for this tutorial. For this pattern, which is a mix of slip stitch and half double crochet, you need an even number. For example, I'm going to crochet 20. Okay, when you have your even number, in my case I'm using 20, you are going to slip stitch in the second chain from the hook. So 1, 2, and you're going to do a slip stitch. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, pull through. Then in the next stitch, you're going to do a half double crochet. And then this is the pattern. You do a slip stitch followed by a half double crochet. So there's your slip stitch, half double crochet. And you repeat. Slip stitch, half double crochet. You're going to continue to the end of the row, ending with a slip stitch. Okay, so you can pause the video and continue to the end. Okay, so I have one stitch left. That is going to be a slip stitch. You're going to chain one and turn your work. So far it should look like this. For the second row, you're going to slip stitch in the first stitch, and you are going to half double crochet in the next. So you'll find out that you're always going to have a half double crochet on top of a half double crochet and a slip stitch on top of a slip stitch. And then that is the repeat. You would just repeat row 2 until you have the height that you want. Now this pattern makes a dense stitch. It's easy to do, but it doesn't go very fast because you're doing the slip stitch. But if you want a warm texture with few or no holes, this pattern works really well. It's very similar to the crunch stitch. This time instead of alternating the stitches, you always put the same stitch on top of each other. So the slip stitch on top of the slip stitch and the half double crochet on top of the half double crochet. And continue, ending with a slip stitch. There's my half double crochet, and then my last stitch is a slip stitch. Then I chain one, I turn my work, and it should look like this. It kind of has these raised kind of areas. And then you would start with a slip stitch again in the very first stitch, and then followed by a half double crochet. And then you keep repeating until you have the height that you want. You can find the written pattern on my blog, and I'll link it in the links below. This makes a good, it works well for a washcloth or a blanket or ear warmer, scarf, especially if you want something nice and cozy. Thanks for watching. together from a more crafty life. Today I'm going to show you how to make a crochet washcloth using the crunch stitch. In the original pattern, I used Lily Sugar and Cream in Coral Sea Ombre. For this example, I'm using with an H hook. This example, I'm using Coral Rose and an H hook. The crunch stitch is an easy stitch, alternating slip stitch with half double crochet. You need an odd number for the pattern. For the washcloth, I used 41. So I'm going to chain 41. Okay, I'm going to keep going and then I'll be back. Okay, now that I have 41, or any odd number would work, I am going to slip stitch in the third chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3, slip stitch, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through a loop, and then pull through the loop on your hook. Then 1 half double crochet, so yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and insert all 3 loops. And then you're just going to alternate slip stitch, half double crochet, slip stitch, half double crochet until you get to the end of the row where you're going to end with a slip stitch. And I will repeat until the end. Okay, so we're back at the end, close to the end, and slip stitch, then a half double crochet, and then your last stitch, like I said, is going to be a slip stitch. So you slip stitch, then you're going to chain 2 and turn your work. So this chain 2 counts as your first stitch, and you're going to slip stitch in the next stitch, which is the half double crochet from the row below. So it's going to alternate. Every time there's a half double, you're going to do a slip stitch, and every time there's a slip stitch, you're going to do a half double crochet stitch. And then you're going to just repeat this across. And this is you're going to repeat row 2 for the rest of the pattern until you have the length you want, or I like to make my washcloth square. And you just keep repeating, and then I'll show you at the end where you put your last stitch. Okay, so when you get to the end, you have what looks to be like 1 stitch left, but you have this and then the chain. So you do slip stitch followed by a half double crochet, and then in the where you chained, that's where your last slip stitch goes. 1 slip stitch, and then you chain 2 and turn. And then you'll just keep repeating row 2 until you have the height you want, or a square. You can find this pattern and the ear warmer on my blog, A More Crafty Life. Thank you for watching. Hi, this is Heather from A More Crafty Life. Today I'm going to show you how to do a double thick crunch stitch pot holder. I'm using an F or a 5 crochet hook, which is a 3.75 millimeter, and Lily Sugar and Cream cotton yarn worsted weight. This is tangerine. For the original pattern, I used coral. Okay, for this pattern, you need an odd number, and I used 35. So the first thing I'm going to do is chain 35. Okay, so after you have your 35, you are going to slip stitch in the third chain from the hook. So 1, 2, 3. And slip stitch is just insert your hook and pull through the loops. And then a half double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, and go through all 3. And then this is your pattern. Slip stitch, half double crochet. So you're going to finish this, you're going to repeat this until the end, ending with a slip stitch. So, slip stitch again, you insert your hook, you pull through a loop, and you pull through the loop on your hook. Then half double crochet. This pattern, the crunch stitch, makes a tight stitch with few holes. It's easy to do, but it's not particularly fast because the height of the slip stitch makes you don't gain height very fast, but it's easy to do, and it works great for something like a pot holder where you want it to be nice and thick so you don't burn yourself. And I use a smaller hook on this to make sure that there isn't many holes. There isn't any holes. And you're going to make 2 of these squares. So you just keep repeating this until the end, and I'll show you at the end. Okay, so I'm at the second to the last stitch. You do a half double crochet, and then you do a slip stitch in the last one. Then you're going to chain 2 and turn. So 1, 2, and I turn my work. And then I'm going to slip stitch on top of the half double crochet I did the row below. So this here would be the slip stitch I did, and then this is the half double crochet. So then I'm going to slip stitch on top of it. Then I'm going to do a half double crochet on top of the slip stitch from the row before. And then you're just going to alternate that. And you know you've got the right stitch if it's opposite. You put your half double crochet on top of the slip stitch and the slip stitch on top of the half double crochet. So here's my half double crochet. The next one's a slip stitch, and you just keep repeating until the end of the row. And this is, you repeat the second row until you have 38 stitches. and at the end you always chain 2. And you will end with a slip stitch. Okay. So you just keep repeating, half double crochet, slip stitch. And this is what your pattern starts to look like. Then once you've got one square done, you will leave a long tail, and then you will make a second one, the same size. Then use the long tail of yarn to sew it together or whip stitch it, and you'll have a double thick crunch stitch pot holder. You can see the full pattern plus pictures on my blog, A More Crafty Life. Thanks. Hi, this is Heather from A More Crafty Life. Today I'm going to show you how to do the even berry stitch left-handed. I am using a 5mm H crochet hook and Lily Sugar and Cream cotton yarn, gauge 4 worsted weight. This color is tangerine. Okay, for this pattern you need a even number of stitches to start with for the chain. So for this one, I am going to chain 24. Any even number will work. So I have 24. Then I like to do a row of single crochet first. So you are going to single crochet in the second stitch from the hook. So 1, 2, and then 1 single crochet in each stitch across to the end. Which should give you an odd number of stitches, in this case 23. This cotton yarn is easy to work with. It comes in lots of colors. It works great for washcloths, kitchen towels, pot holders. It's a little stiff. You can also use it to make a market bag or a tote bag. It's pretty easy to work with. It does split a little bit like cotton yarn. Sometimes has a tendency to. Okay, and when you get done, you should have 23 stitches. Okay, this is the last stitch. You are going to chain one and turn your work. Okay, so now you've turned, and this single crochet is going to count as your first stitch. So in your second stitch, you're going to yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook into same stitch, pull up a loop, and then you'll have 5 loops on your hook. Yarn over one more time and pull through all 5. Then you're going to follow by a single crochet. Then you repeat the evenberry stitch again. Yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, insert your hook into the same stitch, pull up a loop. You have 5 loops on your hook. You yarn over and pull through all 5. And then you follow it by a single crochet. And then you can see these are the berries, and they show up on the opposite side, followed in between with single crochet. So then you keep repeating this pattern to the end of the row, and you end with a single crochet. So yarn over, insert hook, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, insert hook into the same stitch, pull up a loop. You have 5 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 5. Then follow it by a single crochet, and you keep repeating it. I like to use this texture. I made dishcloth out of it. I've also made a scarf and blankets, both in worsted weight yarn and chunky yarn. It's easy to do, and it makes a nice raised texture. And it's a simple repeat. After you do this row, then you repeat a row of single crochet, and then it's just repeated again. So here I'm at the end of the row, and then my last stitch is going to be a single crochet. And then I'm going to chain one, and then I'm going to do a row of single crochet. So I skip the first stitch because the chain counts as a stitch, and then I'm going to do one single crochet in each stitch across. And you can see that it makes these raised faster. Continue till you have the end of the row. And then you repeat the second row. The final stitch is a single crochet in the chain. Then you're going to chain 1 and turn. And you can't see the pattern here, but you are going to do an even berry stitch in the same place that so it ends up right above it. Thank you for watching this tutorial. You can find this stitch pattern and all my other free patterns at A More Crafty Life. Hi, this is Heather from A More Crafty Life. Today I'm going to show you how to do the sedge stitch left-handed. In the first picture, I used Line Brand Re-Up Cotton Yarn Confetti, which I'm not sure is available anymore. And here I am using Peaches and Cream Evening Sea and a 3.5 millimeter crochet hook. Okay, so as I said, you need a multiple of 3 for this, so I'm going to chain 15. Okay, so when you have your 15, you are going to work 1 half double crochet and 1 double crochet in the second stitch from the hook. So here's 1, 2. So 1 half double crochet and 1 double crochet. Then you're going to skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and you're going to do 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet, and 1 double crochet, all in the same stitch. Then you're going to skip 2 stitches, 1, 2, and then you're going to repeat 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet, and 1 double crochet, all in the same stitch. Okay, so it should start to look like that. And then this is the pattern. Skip 2, 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet, and 1 double crochet, all in the same stitch. Okay, skip 2, 1 single crochet, 1 half double crochet, and 1 double crochet, all in the same stitch. And when you get to the end of your row, where you only have one stitch left, you do 1 single crochet, chain 1, and turn your work. And then this is where your repeat starts. So it should look like this. And you are going to do, this counts as the first single crochet. You're going to do a half double crochet in the first stitch and a double crochet. Then you are going to skip to the single crochet of the stitches before. So you skip these 2, and then the third one is the single crochet, and you're going to do your single, half double crochet, double crochet, and repeat. Go to the next single crochet, do 1 single, 1 half double crochet, and 1 double crochet, all in the same stitch. Skip to the single, do 1 half, 1 single, 1 half, and 1 double crochet, all in the same stitch. Okay, move on to the next singles from the row below the floor. Do 1 single, 1 double, and 1 half double, 1 double, and then you do your final single crochet in the chain from the row before at the end of the row. And then you are going to chain 1, and you're going to turn your work, and then you're going to do the same thing. This counts as the first single. Then you're going to do 1 half double, 1 double, skip to the single space, and do the same thing. 1 single crochet, 1 half double, 1 double, and repeat until you have the length that you want. I have a pattern for a washcloth on my blog, A More Crafty Life. Thanks for watching.